right now, you're probably getting the phone calls too. Apparently, like a ton of people won the diversity visa lottery because I've never had this many phone calls about diversity visa lottery. And it opens up a lot of questions and issues about it. First of all, like most immigration attorneys don't do that many immigration diversity visa cases because people don't necessarily hire them. Everyone's honestly, I do one, maybe two a year at most on these kind of cases. And the reason is because some weird nuance issues pop up. Some calls I got and some stuff I want to talk about the diversity visa process. One of our colleagues asked me, had this really interesting situation where they have a DV winner, DV lottery winner, who was born in a country that can't participate in DV lottery because they used immigrant visas too many times to be able to participate in it. But the person was born, but immediately left and was adopted by a family in another country, and they applied for it. They won the lottery based on state of chargeability not being that home country. And it's like, how do you deal with that? And I didn't do the homework, but it's just these fact patterns always pop up. It's like, who would have thought that would have popped up? So that's something to watch out for. And then along with that, they had asked this, but I get asked all the time. This particular question is, if you're going to do adjustment of status on the diversity visa lottery, do you need to fill Form DS-260, which is for consular processing? And it's not clear. They had never made it clear. DV lottery is primarily a Department of State thing, so you think maybe do, maybe they don't. I called the Kentucky KCC, not KFC, but KCC, Kentucky Consular Center, whatever. I always forget what the full name is, but Kentucky. And I talked to the operator. I'm like, do we need to file DS-260? She's like, well, not really, but I'm not sure, but I would do it, be safe. So in my cases, I just filed the DS-260 with it, which takes more time, is annoying, but it's just better to have it in there. And it's kind of annoying because the DS-260 is like, you fill out stuff, but like it says, where are you living? And there's an end date on there. Well, it's like, I'm still living here. It doesn't make fully sense, but I just say do it to be safe. With the way immigration is, I always go with the conservative route. If it's just a matter of filling out an additional form that, it's no harm, no foul in it. So that's what I do. Now, speaking of adjustment of status in that context, is it better to adjust status or do consular processing if the person's here? A lot of the phone calls I'm getting for the winners right now want to do adjustment of status. They're here on tourist visas, but the reality is their number is not going to be coming up anytime soon. And so their student status and their tourist visa status is going to expire anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Like I got a consultation for a person who won the lottery, and they were planning on coming on a tourist visa to visit the U.S. because the family member is having a kid. And they're like, oh no, I won the lottery. Is that immigrant in town? I don't want them to like not let me in. I just want to come and see my sister. And I was like, you know what? Just be real with the CBP. If they ask about it, I doubt they'll even care. I mean, don't come in with like a one-way ticket, and don't come in with like, I don't know, the work. I mean, I asked about their financial situation. They're like, oh, we have passive income coming in. We're doing okay. So I gotta just keep it real. I mean, that it is what it is, And anyways, if you came on a tourist visa, your number is not going to come up until probably January, February. They'll get it, but the country they're from, it always gets it on the visa numbers for the visa bulletin, but they're towards the end of it. So there's no way in 6 months the number is going to come up. So I said, just come. It's going to be no big deal, and just do that. But like we have student visa holders, and one of my colleagues asked, should we do adjustment of status for consular processing? And at first I'm like, do consular processing because with these travel bans and stuff, who knows what's going on? Do adjustment of status because with travel bans and stuff, who knows what's going on in consular processing? But then I was like, if you do adjustment of status and now's the time, they just get their number hit. So they have to finish a case by the end of September. With the way biometrics are going and other delays that pop up for getting interviews nowadays, and it's like maybe adjustment of status is too risky. Go to consular process, they might just fast forward things and get you in. So then I switched up, and it becomes so hard to like give guidance on these things because who knows which way to go. Do you do adjustment in consular? Which one's better? It's really hard to say. That biometrics thing kind of pushed it over for me to do consular processing. But I have I filed October adjustment cases, and we got the biometrics in around February for those. So it wasn't too bad, but it's not good either. But those don't have the deadline for visa. I think they give priorities to get the DV case out of the way. But that issue exists.